Yes guys, I see your request. In today's Origin Showcase video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Shroomling Origin. Now this Origin is created by the guy known as Drizzo, who's created a couple of the Origins that I've showcased on this video channel before, the one called Time Warden, as well as the Werewolf one that I showed off back in May. So if you've seen any of the past videos where I've covered a Drizzo based Origin, you would understand that these are quality type Origins I do recommend that you go check out. Either way, before we get into the video, I'd like to ask you guys to hit the subscribe button down below as we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers for the end of 2021, and we highly appreciate any help towards that goal. Also over the next week I'm probably going to be recovering those big Origin expansion packs, and from what I've seen from you guys, you want me to cover in the same style that I cover Origins like I do in this video here, meaning that those videos are going to be longer, so you're going to look forward to some big videos throughout the next week. Either way, let's get into this. Anyway, running through the description, the Shroomling is a mysterious creature, half human, half shroom, tiny for purposes that we'll never know, can grow plants and trees, but what is its purpose? Extra bit of information, you're going to need the 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 mod as well as the extra Origins mod, because that's going to be needed to run this data pack correctly, as well as this also functions for both 1.16 and 1.17. There are two different data packs in the description down below. I'll have 1.17 and 1.16 one laid out so you know which one is which, and just use the one of the version that you want to play on. Either way, for the important information out of the way, let's get into the actual abilities. Running through the first ability, you now gain regeneration when near mycelium. Now this ability will activate when you come within 22 blocks of range of the closest mycelium, which honestly is a pretty far range considering that it gives you just good regeneration permanently while you're near that mycelium, but the moment you go away from it, it immediately goes away. Unlike with some abilities that we've seen in the past, or like the beacon effects, it immediately goes down to 0 because it sits down at 1 second the entire time, continuously being boosted back to that 1 second, and the moment you move away, that 1 second would degrade and then you lose the ability. Moving on, you now have a new way of eating at night. Eat red mushrooms to gain food bars and strength at night time. 1 mushroom equals 1.5 food bars. Pretty much you can eat mushrooms at night time to instantly gain hunger back, and the strength does not stack the more you eat mushrooms. It just goes back to the default 7-8 seconds that you get after you eat the mushroom. Anyway, moving on to the next ability, you added a sugar boost where you can now eat sugar in return for a speed boost. It has a timer for it as well, so it takes roughly around 12 pieces of sugar to fill the bar up to full, and when you have the bar up to full, you have around 40 seconds of time before it runs back out and you go back to normal speed. Moving on to the next ability, if you punch somebody without holding something, you will inject them with a poison. This does have a 25-second cooldown though, but it's overall pretty useful. So the poison effect itself will last around 12 to 14 seconds before it stops going, and then you can use it again after the 25-second cooldown comes through. Moving on to the next ability, the sun will actually give you hunger. Essentially speaking, throughout the daytime you will not lose hunger because the sun will be continuously regenerating it. Which from testing, the sun seems to regenerate your hunger pretty damn fast from the moment that it starts to do so. It will take roughly around 20 seconds for the sun to go your hunger from nothing to full again, which isn't too long of a time period considering it will probably take roughly the same amount of time to eat food to the best of your abilities. Moving on to your primary ability, you can actually grow crops while looking at it by draining your own hunger, which is actually really useful because it bypasses the use of bone meal, and if you do it at daytime, you can do it indefinitely. It will take roughly about two crops to grow to full to actually burn out all of your hunger, but as I said, when you do it in the day, you instantly get it back. Moving on to your next ability, you climb everything like a spider. Essentially speaking, because you're only 1 block tall, you climb everything because of your smaller jump overall. Essentially speaking, it's like the inchling minus the fact that you can still take full damage if you fall off a wall. Moving on to the next ability, you also will be given an additional 2.5 hearts of damage if the player is inside any form of water fluid regarding of the level of it, including rain. From what I'm able to tell, I'm not quite sure if this ability is actually functioning correctly, so I'll just put an asterisk on that one. The creator will probably clarify in the comment down below, which I will definitely pin. And moving on to your next ability, you have a secondary ability that you can access a small pocket of inventory space that you will not drop upon death. This is in essence the same ability that both the Shulks and the Fox has and many other Origins use. It's essentially just 9 inventory slots of space that you can use and you won't lose on death. Anyhow, moving into the cons now, you now take twice as much damage from fire and lava. Essentially speaking, with this change, lava will now instant kill you if you ever dare touch it, because you take double damage from lava and take double damage from fire, and considering you only have 4 hearts of health, lava will immediately kill you. Don't touch lava, bad idea. The next con is you cannot eat any food whatsoever. I mean, you should have expected something like this to be taken away considering the fact that you naturally regen hunger from the flipping sun throughout the day, so any form of food is absolutely useless throughout the day. At nighttime, not so much, but like you still got those red mushrooms to help you out. You are only 0.25 inches tall, exactly the same height of a slab. Biomes that are too hot or too cold for you will actually give you slowness. Essentially, the taiga biomes and the desert biomes are the ones that are going to give you slowness. This will also affect you inside of the Nether entirely. You have 0.5% more attack speed, you have 0.25 less attack range, and you also have 1 less build range overall. You also spawn in a swamp biome, which I don't believe is overall a con. Yes, it's a bit annoying to spawn in a swamp biome, but swamp biomes are interesting in their own way. And the last thing, you also have nerfed damage in water. You now do a little less damage in water because it was too OP, at least in the early game. Anyhow, that is it for this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like button down below, the subscribe button down below if you're new around here. And I want to give a massive thank you to my members, my $10 member 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓴𝓼, my $5 member 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓰𝓼 and 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓴𝓼. If you want to help support the channel more than just simply watching every video and leaving a like on every video, just using the channel membership button down below is highly appreciated. It helps me out a damn lot, but you don't have to if you don't want to, and it's all okay. Either way, until next time guys, goodbye.